We want to talk about comparing fractions and mixed numbers as we work our way through objective 1 and 6 for the first 6 weeks. We're still looking at objective 8.1a and 8.1b. With 8.1a, we still compare and order rational numbers in various forms. 8.1b asks us to select and use appropriate forms of rational numbers to solve real-life problems. Now, what do we need to know? Well, we've already looked at first week or two of school how we compare and order integers. Now, we just want to take a quick look at how we compare and order fractions as well as mixed numbers. So we need to know what a least common denominator as far as our vocabulary, and a least common denominator, also known as LCD, of two or more fractions is the least common multiple of the denominator. So we talked about least common multiple in our last segment. We also got a good look at it in class. So remember, the least common denominator is the same as the least common multiple of the denominators, and you can compare fractions by using the least common denominator to write what else? Equivalent fractions. Okay, let's take a look at a good example. Okay, so we have an example, and the example asks us to compare It asks us to compare 3/8 and 5/12. So, step 1, we need to find the least common multiple of the denominator. Okay, step 1, we need to find the least common multiple of the denominator. Okay, so again, we can start by finding the LCM, least common multiple of 8 and 12. So again, if we use 8 first, we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Okay, we'll stop there. For 12, we have 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. Well, if we look closely right here, we will see that 8 has a multiple of 24 as well as 12, and this will be our least common multiple and also our least common denominator. So again, step 1, we need to find the least common denominator, and we just did. Okay, so we found our least common denominator, which is 24. Well, how do we work from there? So we'll find the least common denominator. Our example is 24. Alright, step 2, use the least common denominator to write equivalent fractions. So step 2, okay, you want to use the least common denominator to write equivalent fractions. Well, let's do that. We have 3/8 and to get 24 we need to see where did we go. This is 1, 2, 3. So we have to, if this is 8 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 and times 5, so this is 8 times 3. So we would say that in order to get our equivalent fraction, we will multiply both top and bottom. Remember what we said when we were working with it, that we're going to multiply both top and bottom times 3. Okay, this will give us 3 times 3 is 9 and 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, so now let's take a look at 5 and 12. Okay, so 5 and 12, we see here, this is actually 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5 for 12. So to get 24, we multiply 12 times 2. So now we can say that this will be 5 over 12 and multiply both denominator and numerator by 2, and that will give us 10 over 24. So now step 3, step 3 says we need to compare only the numerators. We need to compare the numerators. Okay, so we're comparing the numerators, and our numerators are 9 and 10. So now we need to see, since we are comparing, which is greater. So we can use our greater than sign, which is like that, or we can use our less than sign, which is like that, and we can do so and make the comparison. So we can say, using this, that 9 is less than 10, or 10 is greater than 9. So all we have to do now is put them in fashion by saying 9 over 24 is less than 10 over 24, or we can just simply say 3/8 is less than 5 over 12. Okay, final answer.